Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome. It's always a pleasure to meet someone new. Today I have another rare game experience for you guys. If you're new to this is where I go into a rare, odd, and often bizarre world of video games, looking for those truly rare experiences. Some of these are unique arcade games, and others are more unusual or one-off gaming experiences that hit consoles, and possibly gave ideas for new genres or just anomalies of interest. And today is one of those in the form of Princess Tomato in the Silent Kingdom. No, you're not hearing things, that's actually the title. This unusual VeggieTales styled game is what we're going to talk about today. So if you have a minute, sit back and hang out a while as we dig into this one, who made it, and what it was like, and why I think it's a bit unusual for its time period in consoles. So stick around and have some fun, shall you? Now, there have been a lot of games that took a long time to make it to consoles, due to the nature of the console. Some would use keyboard inputs, commonly text-based games like Zork and Colossal Cave Adventure. These were popular adventure puzzle-type games that, more often than not, stayed tied to those types of interfaces due to the need of pointing and key input devices, mouse and keyboard respectively. It was also often assumed that people who play console games may not have the same temperament and desire for these kinds of games on consoles. This made sense as a lot of early console games were taken from arcade game experiences, which often had more action and quick twitch style gaming that focused on high score challenges. Over time, things started to change with consoles like the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Master System. Games were getting more depth in gameplay with organized stages and worlds. The goals moving from just high score to telling more of a story and having more cinematic elements like in Ninja Gaiden to convey more to the player and keep them invested in pushing forward to see how the entire story played out. Still, the more text and point and click type games stayed locked more to the PC markets, or did they? Yep, you guessed it, that's where today's game comes into play. Developed by Hudson Soft and released in 1984 for the home computer in Japan, before being adapted in 1988 for the Famicom, and later, in 1990, actually hitting the NES itself in the States. This, on top of its odd title cover art, could be part of why it was sort of lost in the shuffle of games around this time, as it was around the same time that the Genesis dropped, in 1989 respectively, and the Super Nintendo coming out the same year as this game dropped in 1990. The game itself was basically a mix of text-based adventure. What's interesting is, about the NES version at least, is that it was more expansive than the original game. The original game had a total of 4 chapters following the story of Sir Cucumber, a knight that the player runs, that's been assigned by King Broccoli to defeat the evil Minister Pumpkin who's kidnapped Princess Tomato. The original 4 chapters actually follow this story to its end. In the NES version, 4 new chapters were added, in which you also find that the royal emblem has been stolen, and now it's your job to track down and return this to its rightful owner. Given that you couldn't type into a parser for this game, much of its functionality was changed to you selecting interactions from the side of the game display, with the text showing below the results of your particular interaction. It's not the most exciting interface in the world, but it did get around the basic limitations of the console and brought something somewhat original to the market that had mostly been dominated by action games and shooter games traditionally, adding a rare bit of flavor to the rather expansive NES library. It's cool to see that a game like this, even as simple as it is, hitting something like the NES, even this late into the console's lifespan. It's not really revolutionary, nor do I think it's a first, but it's a more unique experience that was hard and rare for the platform to have as a whole. However, what do you guys think of this one? Were any of you aware of this one at all? Did any of you ever play any variant of it? And if so, what did you think of it? Do you know of any other unusual games like this that came out for consoles or computers? Do you know of any unusual arcade games that should be covered? Let me know in the comments. While you're there, if you don't mind, please leave this video a like. Heck, if you see more stuff you like on my channel, consider following it. It helps me out a ton. Till we meet again though, have a great rest of your day, and happy gaming.